Hey everyone, nice to see you again. What the heck happened to crypto over the weekend? If you're watching this, you probably are. This is something we need to talk about, trust me. What I'm about to say will blow your mind. To answer your question, yes, crypto is still very hot right now. The thing that keeps me up at night is this. The stock market will really let us know tomorrow morning when the bell rings, whether we're in for a short dip or something much bigger. Sunday's over. Wait, what did really happen on Friday? Okay, let's go back and talk about what started all this chaos. You must know about Trump's plan to put tariffs on Chinese goods, right? Also, yes, that did set off the spark. Right away, people went crazy thinking, oh no, here we go with another trade war. But guys, I've been looking into this all weekend and I found something much scarier. Something that truly makes me feel very uneasy. We need to talk about it right away, and I promise you'll want to stay for this. The most recent report on damage. Where are we now? Bitcoin is currently trading at about $112,000. This isn't too bad when you think about what we've been through. XRP is staying at about $2.40, and Ethereum is at about $3,800. Right now, if you open Crypto Bubbles and look at those weekly charts, it's a terrible mess. There are deep reds everywhere. Some projects like XLM, HBAR, and XRP have made it this far. We talk about them all the time on this channel, but even these very stable projects are down 19 to 20% or more. That is completely crazy. This sell-off is the biggest in history. This is why. Now let me tell you about the bigger picture of what happened this weekend. This is where your jaw will drop. Do you remember when COVID hit in March 2020 and the market just fell apart? A lot of people thought crypto was dead. They screamed when the bubble finally broke. It's exactly the same as the dot-com crash. There were $1.2 billion in liquidations lost in that COVID crash. Now we're at the FTX crash, another time when everyone said crypto was dead. That bad thing? $1.6 billion in winding up. Get ready for this now. The drop on Friday? Are you going to sit down? $19.3 billion was spent on liquidations. Take a moment to think about that. That's 10 times bigger than when FTX went down. 10 times as bad as the COVID crash. This has never happened before. People are heartbroken over the leverage murder. Guys, this is where it hurts a lot to watch. This is what happens when you mess around with pressure. It sets off this awful chain of events, a whole chain reaction of destruction. There were over 1,000 players who lost more than $100,000 just on Friday. I spent hours going through the data. Also, get this. 206 players lost more than $1 million each just on Hyperliquid. But this part really makes my heart hurt. 358 accounts were wiped out totally. Balance of zero. Gone for good. One trader lost all $19 million in their account in just one day. There are people who lost $59 million, $35 million, $20 million. It's horrifically cruel. That's why I keep telling you guys that using leverage is a bad idea. The sacred rule that I always talk about. I've been saying this for a long time, but now that I've seen this, I'm going to say it even more loudly. When it comes to money, using leverage is like playing Russian roulette. This is the plan that really works. Purchase on the spot. Wait, that's it, really. It's not hot, it's not fun, but that's the only way to stay alive in this space for a long time. There is a lot of fear. But is this the bottom of the rock? The market is very scared because of this crash. There is 31 fear in the world right now. We haven't been this low since April of this year. We still don't feel as scared as we did in April, but man, we're getting dangerously close. What does this mean? People in the market are scared. Really, really scared. People don't understand. They have no idea what will happen next. Everyone is wondering if it was just the price news. Does the trade war really get worse again? The big news that changes everything is here. Is it true that this story has a lot more to it than most people know? What if I told you this is about a lot more than just trade wars and tariffs? Here's the big news that will change the way you think about this whole crash. This sell-off wasn't a fluke. It wasn't just a fear in the market. Everything about this crash was planned. A look at Bitcoin. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Let's quickly look at what's going on with our big cryptocurrencies right now before I get into that conspiracy. Trust me, it will blow your mind. The price of Bitcoin is staying close to $112,000. And if you look at the daily chart, this is what makes me cautiously hopeful. We're actually getting stronger again. And to be honest, that's really heartening to see after such terrible losses. What I really want to see is a nice steady push to the upside after the rebound. It would be very good for market confidence if we could get back $120,000. But let's be honest. We need more time to be sure that this is really the bottom for Bitcoin. Ethereum, let's go up. Additionally, Ethereum seems pretty good, but we have a lot of work to do. Getting more than $4,000 back? That's our main goal right now. That's where we begin to feel better about ourselves again. After we break through that level, we can move on to the other key resistance levels we need to break through. It's kind of like going up a mountain one base camp at a time. With XRP, you can find a secret gem. Now things really start to get interesting. On both the daily and 7-day charts, XRP still looks very strong. As for what's really getting me excited, we still have some healing work to do. Even though everyone was scared, XRP has been working on something very interesting behind the scenes. Lower time frame structure with positive divergence is what we're seeing. In simple terms, what does that mean? In other words, it means that XRP probably did hit bottom during this current drop. What will happen next with XRP? If there is a pushback above $2.50, our next goal is $2.70. How about that recovery? That will mean that the market as a whole is about to start a much bigger bounce. The technical side of Bitcoin. What I'm seeing. Here's what I'm keeping an eye on in Bitcoin's daily picture because this is very important. Since its low point on September 25th, the RSI has been going up in a beautiful way. This trend line is getting stronger support. Also, guys, I need this to hold. This support can't break under any circumstances.